This is where the Kawasaki Ninja is born, right here in Hyogo, Japan. So welcome inside the Akashi plant. Today you will get a look at the manufacturing process of the powerful engine and the final assembly line. Many bikers consider the Kawasaki H2R one of the best motorcycles out there. Japan definitely knows how to build high-tech machines. These bikes get their own specialized assembly line, treated more like a luxury car than a motorcycle. The production line uses a combination of robotics and human assembly. Robots handle precision tasks like welding and frame construction, while humans take over for intricate tasks that require dexterity, judgment, and a keen eye. Assembly line time is around 2 days per motorcycle, but total production, including parts manufacturing, painting, and testing, is roughly 2 weeks from start to finish for a single unit. A high-performance model like the Ninja H2R takes longer due to its handcrafted components and precision engineering. Kawasaki Heavy Industries employed approximately 40,000 people worldwide, with about 28,000 based in Japan. Last year, Kawasaki sold approximately 420,000 motorcycles worldwide, a decrease from around 470,000 units in the previous fiscal year. Despite automation, every Ninja engine is hand-assembled and hand-checked. Technicians undergo intense training and even use stethoscopes to listen to the engine's inner workings during testing. Right now, you're watching the supercharged logo being added by hand. A small team of expert technicians assembles critical components like the supercharger, often in clean room conditions. Workers place tiny marks or stickers under the bodywork, sometimes inside the fairings, to indicate which team or inspector worked on it. These are not visible to customers and are used only if there's an issue later on. Every Ninja motorcycle gets a complete digital record from the moment it's built. This includes who built the engine, test results, and quality control reports, allowing traceability all the way back to the factory floor. Kawasaki uses a Toyota-style just-in-time system, meaning parts arrive exactly when needed. This reduces waste, speeds up production, and ensures every Ninja is assembled with freshly manufactured components. The Akashi plant is renowned for its blend of advanced automation and skilled craftsmanship. Robotics handle tasks like welding and painting, while experienced technicians perform intricate assembly and quality inspections, particularly for high-performance models like the Ninja H2R. This synergy ensures each product meets Kawasaki's stringent standards for performance and reliability. Kawasaki uses its own in-house robotic arms for tasks like welding and painting. These robots are programmed for specific Ninja models, and they adapt it automatically depending on which bike variant is on the line. While most high-performance models like the ZX-10R and H2 are Japan-built, other models like the Ninja 300 and Ninja 650 are also assembled in Thailand, India, and Indonesia for local markets, using Kawasaki's global quality standards. Now you can see how precise and clean the whole engine assembly is. The entire production process is a puzzle, with everything having a precise moment of assembly. factory workers in this factory use a cordless torque wrench. The reason is to tighten all the screws to a predetermined torque. The Kawasaki Ninja H2R is a super sports motorcycle that has been produced since 2015. Maybe many don't understand what's the difference between the Kawasaki Ninja H2 and the H2R. For your information, the Kawasaki Ninja H2 is a motorbike meant for the highway. Meanwhile, the Ninja H2R is a motorcycle specifically for racing on circuits. The Kawasaki Ninja H2 has power at 200 horsepower, while the H2R has much more power, reaching 310 horsepower. In terms of price, the Kawasaki Ninja H2R is also twice as expensive as the H2. Ninja H2 is equipped with a centrifugal-type supercharger with variable speed, while the Ninja H2R is specifically intended for purposes on the circuit. When it was first released, the motorbike with an aerodynamic design held the title as the fastest motorbike with the most power in the world. Now you're watching high-precision cylinder honing. This is the process of refining the inside wall of the cylinder, where the piston moves up and down to ensure it's perfectly smooth and round. The Kawasaki Ninja H2 is a supercharged 4-stroke super sport class motorcycle featuring a variable speed centrifugal supercharger. The H2 is the first production motorcycle with a supercharger, although turbochargers were available on some models in the early 1980s. Some engines are heat-cycled once at the factory, run to temperature and then cooled to help settle parts and prepare them for real-world riding. It's part of what makes Kawasaki engines so reliable right out of the crate. The H2 is the first production motorcycle with a supercharger, although turbochargers were available on some models in the early 1980s. The frame of the H2 is made from high-tensile steel tubes, which are joined using TIG welding, also known as tungsten inert gas welding. This method allows for extremely strong and clean welds, which are essential for a high-performance motorcycle like the Ninja H2. The welding has to be flawless, both for safety and for aesthetic appeal, since parts of the frame are left exposed as a signature design element. Each weld is carefully inspected, sometimes even by hand, to ensure it meets Kawasaki's strict quality standards. The process is a blend of robotic precision and human craftsmanship, reflecting the engineering excellence that goes into every Ninja H2. The welding is partly carried out by a human worker, and a giant robotic welding arm, of course, made by Kawasaki. Kawasaki's Akashi plant in Japan doesn't just build motorcycles, it also manufactures aerospace components and industrial robots. Kawasaki sometimes assembles a few non-serialized units called ghost bikes at the start of a new model year to test the production line. These are never sold and are usually either destroyed or kept internally for research and development. Skilled workers complete the installation of key external components that weren't added earlier in the process to allow for better access during internal assembly. These include engine covers, clutch cover and stator cover, cooling system components, water pump, coolant lines, wiring harnesses and sensors, oil filter, and final fittings. You are now watching the final assembly of the piston cover. Before the engine leaves the line, technicians perform a detailed visual and tactile inspection. They look for misaligned parts or fasteners. At this point, the engine is fully assembled, complete with its supercharger system, valve train, crankshaft, and electronic components. Now it's time to make sure everything works exactly as designed. Once approved, the engine is tagged, documented, and carefully prepared for installation into the motorcycle chassis. It's placed in a secure transport rack and moved to the final assembly line, where the engine and frame come together. The Kawasaki Ninja has mirror-coated silver paint is applied in a temperature-controlled environment by hand with real silver particles. And now we are finally moving on to the main assembly line, where everything is being put together. The workers inside this factory work in small teams. Each workstation on the assembly line has a responsible team leader. As you can see right now, workers are busily assembling all the components onto the main frame of the future bike. In the case of the Kawasaki Ninja H2, the same attention is given to the mounting of the handlebars as well as the mounting of the bearings or brake discs. The workers inside this factory are well above average paid compared to ordinary car factories. As you can see for yourself right now, the wiring and all the minor assembly has to be done by human workers. The robots would do this small job poorly. This is a semi-handcrafted process, done by elite technicians in a clean, temperature-controlled environment. Radiator and intercooler units are connected with precision-molded hoses. The complex air intake system, critical for the supercharged engine, is routed to ensure optimal airflow. Wheels are installed with pre-balanced, high-speed rated tires. The single-sided swing arm unique to the H2 is aligned using laser-guided tools for accuracy. Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers and floating rotors are installed. The brake lines are connected and filled with high-performance fluid. ABS and Kawasaki Intelligent Braking System are integrated and electronically tested. Wiring harnesses are routed manually and clipped securely to prevent chafing or wear. The ECU, Inertial Measurement Unit, TFT display, ride-by-wire, throttle, and electronic control modules are connected. Diagnostics are run to verify full sensor and system functionality. Some parts, such as the seat or the rear lights, are easy to fit with just a snap and a few screws. That's why replacing these parts is very easy. Workers wear white Kawasaki uniforms, white gloves, goggles, and company boots. The work commitment and brand loyalty is of a very high standard, which is why the Made in Japan brand is considered the highest mark of quality. They will now install the handlebars and connect the wiring between the handlebars and the rest of the bike. This is followed by fitting the belt and preparing to mount the rear wheel. The front fairing of the Ninja H2R incorporates winglets made of carbon fiber, just like the rest of the H2R exclusive bodywork. They may be aerodynamic devices designed to create a low-pressure zone to help move cooling air through the engine bay, to produce downforce at high speed, or to provide straight-line stability in a short-wheelbase sports bike chassis. All bolts must be tightened to the exact torque required. These machines must be absolutely flawless, and their drivers must rely on the care and flawlessness of these Japanese workers. One of the last parts of assembling the whole bike is adding the protective outer covers of the whole bike with the Kawasaki H2 logo. Some components, especially for custom or special edition Ninjas, are wrapped in protective vinyl by hand to avoid even microscopic paint damage before shipping. The packaging of the finished bike for shipment to its future owner must also be perfect. Any accidental damage during transport must be avoided. Final technicians run a fingertip inspection over joints, fasteners, and panels. Any imperfections or misalignments are corrected on the spot. Protective films are applied to sensitive painted areas. Please let me know in the comments section if this is your dream bike or if you prefer another manufacturer. The lights are now on and the bike has been started for the first time. Now the bike will go on for a whole series of testing. Each Ninja motorcycle undergoes dyno testing at the end of the line. This simulates road conditions and checks everything from engine performance to electronics and brakes before it leaves the factory. These employees use UV lamps to check the flawless quality of the bodywork. They check that the paintwork is not damaged anywhere and that everything is in top condition. If they discovered a mistake, not only would it have to be corrected, but they would look for how it could have happened in the manufacturing process. It's one of the very few production motorcycles with a factory-installed supercharger. The H2 delivers up to 228 horsepower, making it an absolute monster in straight-line performance. Kawasaki Heavy Industries developed the engine, frame, and supercharger entirely in-house, including aerospace divisions contributing to design. The mirror finish paint is literally hand-polished and contains actual silver particles. Aerodynamic winglets and aggressive styling make it look like it came out of a sci-fi movie. It's not mass-produced like a ZX-10R or CBR 1000RR. Each unit is hand-assembled by a select team. Owning an H2 signals you're not just a rider, you're an enthusiast with taste for extreme performance. But the H2 is heavy compared to traditional track bikes, and the supercharger makes throttle control tricky in tight corners, so it's not ideal for technical tracks. It's too powerful for public roads. You rarely get to use even 50% of its potential legally. The Suzuki Hayabusa, often referred to as the Busa, is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the world, and for good reason. The Hayabusa is known for being one of the fastest production motorcycles ever made. The Suzuki Hayabusa is manufactured in Japan, specifically at Suzuki's Toyokawa plant in Aichi Prefecture. The manufacturing journey begins in the design studio, where ideas take shape through digital modeling. The clay model brings the curves and three-dimensional design to life in a way that cannot be portrayed through diagrams. Molten metal is forged into gears, shafts, and other key drivetrain components. Simultaneously, the engine takes form as molten metal is poured into precision molds to create cylinder heads and other critical parts through a high-accuracy casting process. Parts made by casting and forging are but polished through machining to make finished components for engines. Every piece is crafted with exceptional attention to detail, staying true to Suzuki's commitment to quality. Made in Japan with pride. With proper maintenance, it can easily clock over 100,000 miles. The engine is bulletproof, and the overall build quality is excellent. The frame. The backbone of the Hayabusa is robotically welded for consistent strength and accuracy. It's then coated with anti-corrosion treatment and finished with a sleek top coat of paint. For the fuel tank, steel plates are precisely punched and bent by stamping machines to achieve the tank's distinctive shape. These pieces are then automatically welded to ensure both durability and seamless design. Finally, in the injection molding process, heated plastic is press-formed in metal molds to create the Hayabusa sleek outer shell, including cowls and body panels, ensuring a perfect fit and finish every time. The heart of production begins at the main assembly line at the Suzuki factory, where every component of the Hayabusa comes together to form a complete motorcycle. Essential parts like the engine, brakes, fuel tank, instrumentation, seat, and tires are carefully assembled onto the freshly painted frame. Most components are efficiently clamped or bolted into place as each future Hayabusa glides smoothly along sliding tracks on the production floor. Amazingly, it takes just one day to produce a single Suzuki motorcycle. Yet, thanks to the factory's efficiency and precision, thousands are assembled every day. Once fully assembled, each bike undergoes a thorough visual inspection to ensure a flawless finish. No scratches, scuffs, or blemishes on the bodywork or seat are acceptable. Next comes a final performance check, where all functions, braking, electrical systems, engine behavior, and more are tested to meet strict quality standards. Only motorcycles that pass every inspection are approved for shipment. Before leaving the factory, special tests simulate real-world conditions to assess durability against vibrations, shocks, and drops. Performance and emissions are also tested to comply with international regulations and Suzuki's high internal standards. Even the color combinations of each Hayabusa are carefully curated, taking weeks of design and review to ensure they align perfectly with the bike's style and Suzuki's brand identity. To ensure unmatched reliability, the Suzuki Hayabusa undergoes extensive testing under a wide range of road conditions, climates, and usage scenarios across the globe. These rigorous tests are conducted repeatedly, pushing the bike to its limits in pursuit of flawless performance. Throughout development, the Hayabusa design and structural integrity are continuously reviewed and refined. Every detail is scrutinized to meet Suzuki's high standards of durability and excellence. At the heart of the machine lies a finely engineered engine, paired with a 6-speed sequential manual transmission featuring constant mesh timing and a slipper clutch, ensuring smooth gear shifts and precise control, even under aggressive riding conditions. Upon its debut, the Hayabusa made headlines worldwide, earning its place as the fastest production motorcycle on the planet, with a breathtaking top speed of 194 miles per hour, which is 312 kilometers per hour. Today, the latest generation is the result of relentless performance testing and engineering refinement, pushing the limits of what's possible on 2 wheels, while staying true to the spirit that made the Hayabusa a legend. A dynamometer, often referred to as a dyno, is a specialized device that allows engineers to test a motorcycle's engine performance under simulated riding conditions, without ever leaving the factory floor. Each completed Hayabusa is rolled into a test booth equipped with a chassis dynamometer. The bike is fired up and run through a series of simulations that mimic real-world riding scenarios, including acceleration, deceleration, and gear changes. The Hayabusa logo is based on the kanji character. The character literally means peregrine falcon, a bird known for being the fastest animal on Earth, capable of diving at speeds over 240 miles per hour, which is 386 kilometers per hour. The Suzuki Hayabusa is more than just a high-performance street machine. Many riders have discovered its incredible versatility. From everyday road use to the demands of competitive motorsports, the Hayabusa proves it can do it all. It has carved out a place in various racing disciplines, including sanctioned road racing, drag racing, and even top-speed competitions where its power and aerodynamics truly shine. When completed motorcycles are prepared for international shipping, components like mirrors and other external fittings are removed to streamline transport. Each bike is then securely fastened within a metal transport frame, carefully designed to hold all parts in place and prevent movement or damage during transit. To ensure they arrive in perfect condition, the motorcycles are thoroughly packaged and protected before being shipped.